Okay, welcome. We'll start our lessons today. So first we'll go through a bit recap what we learned during our last lesson. Manur, anything you remember we learned during our last lesson?
Yeah, about the ethics of the business, like how you're selling, about our role.
Okay, yes, well done. So we learned the ethics of the business. What those sort of ethics we learned?
Um, the teleological and the theories.
Yes, we learned different ethical theories like we discuss about Scholzberg theories, we discuss Kant and Mill's theories, obsolete and relevant ethics. We discuss Tanner, deontological and teleological theories and all these sort of, which is part of your assignment. And we discuss about what is meant by ethic. We discuss about professional code of ethics during our lessons, and we discuss about corporate social responsibilities. Okay, so we covered during our last lesson all about hello one.
Yeah.
Okay, so next our area of discussion today will be, so we are doing LO2 today. So we'll start our lesson. So LO2 is all about, we're looking the learning outcome, objective corporate governance. We discussed during our last lesson as well. Corporate social responsibility, environment sustainability, trading fairly, legally, regulatory compliance, business practices, communicating ethical codes, and we'll discuss about stakeholder, what is meant by, and how as a business, we need to look around the interest of the all stakeholder, how we'll try to protect their stakeholder interest. And then we'll go through the implications adopting the business behaviors. If our business behaviors is not appropriate, what impact can be on as a business on environment and society? So how we can look around these. We go through impact on the trade, value added, compliance with the relevant legislation. So we'll discuss different legislation here, and that's, we can further enhance as well if we want to. So those we can include human rights, looking the rights of individuals, like right of the businesses, looking the different people's rights, under the human rights. So which will go through and UNO Global Compact, economic activities and locations. So all our discussion will be focused on these points. If questions, so please do not hesitate to contact me or just ask me. Okay, so we'll go through first. What do we know about ethics? What is meant by ethics then?
the laws and like how we are doing the business.
Yes, so we can say in simple words, ethics mean the moral values.
Yeah.
So if we don't have a moral values, maybe we'll say child labor is okay. Mm, horse meat, in the UK was scandal. The people sold horse meat instead of saying, these are beef and things. So actually was misled. So that's the ethical why the people misled other people. In Muslim countries, especially is during fasting months, the prices really increase. We need to look around what is the ethics behind. So as a business, ethics is mean the work welfare of your customer, not welfare just for the sake of your profit. So we need to look around those sort of issues as well within ethics. Animal testing, there are discussion about animal testing. Okay, sustainability. What is meant by sustainability?
How sustainable like our products are, the caring of the environment.
Okay, good. And what about the corporate social responsibility then?
Mm, like we are not only caring about the stakeholders, but for also the human rights.
Well then, so that's all about the, so caring about the planet, caring about the profit, caring about the society in vast. So it's corporate social responsibility and sustainability work side by side as well, yes? So which we'll go through. So today we'll discuss about some professional code of ethics. So if you're a member of different awarding bodies, you have to be follow some professional code of ethics. Like if you're a member of suppose OTHM or you member of any other awarding body, we're supposed to follow their code of ethics, their the way they do the business. Yeah.
Yeah.
So five professional code of ethics is quite popular, which we need to look around. Integrity is one of thing. Honesty, how much honest we are with the people right story. Confidentiality, how we'll keep the client information confidential, not shared on the websites or in the public domain. Then objectivity. So whatever the profession we are in, we should be objective towards achieve the professional goals, not compromise our objectivity. Professional behavior, always we treat people professionally, not called by maybe their ethnicity and the caste, or everyone is equal equalities. So we need to look around professional competencies and due care, where we need to look around we have up to date knowledge in whichever profession we are competent to do perform or do the job properly. So all this we need to look around. So professional code of ethics is normally issued IESBA, it's called International Ethics Standard Board. For accountants or various other organizations as well is the ethics standard. So they set the some business ethics which everyone we have to follow. If we are accountant, we maybe can look around International Financial Audit Committee. That's they set the audit standards. So these are different code of practice, different awarding body like we have ATHE or various others. So these all we need to be follow in terms of the business ethics as well, which we'll go through. Any question?
No.
Okay. So during our one of I'm not sure you have covered with me the law unit, business law. In business law, we learn about the civil and criminal law. Civil is mean the private law that's between individual to individual, and criminal is mean the government legislation. If we don't follow it, we can be penalized and we have to pay. We can be charged, as a criminal charge. So, any question?
No.
Okay, so if we are dealing with the tax, so we maybe need to follow HMRC legislation. We need to look around which sector we are in well and what type of the legislation we have, and those will be okay. Next, we're looking. If any question, ask me. Yeah? Okay. So next, we need to look around health and safety legislation. Health and Safety Act 1974 in the UK. We need to provide the safety shoes to our employees. We need to care about their health. We need to give them break regular. Yes. We need to provide the comfortable environment. We need to provide them holidays. All this is come under the Health and Safety Act as well. Then Environmental Protection Act. Protect the environment. If we polluting environment, we throwing chemical in seabed, and like those chemical, and we're flowing into the sea. That's Environmental Protection Act we are going to violate, and we as a company can be charged under the Environmental Protection Act 1990 in the UK. Equality Act, we're supposed to treat everyone equally, fairly. That's all, is come under this act. Employment Protection Act is 1975 in the UK. So protection, we need to provide the protection to employees. All these legislation is quite crucial for sustainability in the business as well as a corporate social responsibility as an organization. You should be very good with your customer, with your employees, and with the environment. You should care about the environment. So ASA is called Advertising Standard Authority. Ombudsman, if we not happy with them, and these are all the voting body, their legislation like creation of Chartered Certified Accountant, Chartered Institute of Professional Accountant, all these are different awarding bodies. So these all their legal and regulatory framework we as a businesses we have to follow. Any question? Okay, so next we're looking. So when we are talking about the professional code of ethics, and because this unit is all about the ethics, so we need to look around some code of ethics. Okay, so these are the code of ethics really we have to be regular follow and regular review and think about. We need to always check self-interest thread. So is it the business which I'm involved? Is it anything which I'm going just for the sake of my own interest? So like I'm doing audit and I have my own investment. I'm a company director as well, and I have an investment in the company. So I need to look around. If it's a public limited company, so self-interest threads can be. Self-review, I'm a bookkeeper and I'm accountant, I'm a auditor as well. That can be self-review thread. So those need to be, we'll need to look around, we not compromise. If we know each other many years, so that maybe we can influence each other. So we can say we maybe, okay, I'll say, oh no, I know Manur, unless, so we can pass you quick, even looking without looking the assessment criteria. So that's a familiarity threats. So which we in a business as well as in a real world we're not supposed to do, but is a carry on happening. Okay, intimidation. Okay, if somebody gave us gift and you accept the gift, gift is good, £100,000, £50,000, £25,000, £1,000. So what do you think? If you get the gift, what will be happen then?
Obviously, they will ask for something in exchange.
So if I'm getting gift from somebody and that gift is quite massive gift, it's not come under the definition of hospitality. So they can say, oh, they will be intimidate to me. Yes, that's an intimidation threat can be. So we need to look around. That's we're not supposed to do. So all this we need to look around. Then we to be protect and these are these threads we need to put the safeguard measures. We need to draw the compliance, how much you can, like, we can accept the flower, we can accept the bottle of normally those people drink, wine, crate of wine. So we need to draw the boundaries there. The leadership culture. So in a leadership culture, we need to look around. That's a democratic leader. Then we need to look around. The leader is how much cooperative. We need to look around. The leader is caring about the these threats. Leader put in place the law. Leader influence others to be work in the certain manner and adopt the good practices for the businesses. Compliance, of course, we need to comply with the law. Different legislations like those we discussed in the previous slide. Employment of staff, independent policies, we need to look around, monitor. So we need to put the control. Yes, those people are coming late. They're supposed to get the less salary. Those are coming early. We need to look around how much people are entitled for holidays, in their medical insurance and all. So we need to monitor the things are properly in place. If not in place, so what corrective action we have to do, and we have to take as a businesses to be stay within ethical principle and moral values. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. CPD. What is the CPD stand for?
No idea.
Okay, it's called continuous professional development. If we are a doctor, we'll say, is it becoming a doctor is enough? No, because lot of new diseases carry on coming, lot of new medicine carry on coming, lot of new machineries which we have to deal, lot of reports we have to write and generate. So we need a continuous professional development in within my profession. I have to maybe attend other courses that will help me to do my profession or do my duty. So that's all under the CPDs is the ethics which I have to do. CG is called corporate governance. Yes, good governance implies representation, union representation, shareholder representation in the board, so they can we make the collective decision, the welfare of the society, welfare of the organization, and welfare of the other stakeholders. So that is all about the corporate governance, good governance. So professional standard we need to in place within our organization. So all this is come under the professional ethics. So these we can discuss in our assignment as well, which I'll send you separate handouts for that. Any question?
No.
Okay, so these are the professional threads which I just discussed with you, which may occur where the financial or other interest is inappropriate, influence the member of judgment or the professional behavior. Self-review thread, if I'm checking my own work, of course, I'm not going to make my own mistake. I'm not going to identify it. Advocacy thread will occur when the member promote the position or the opinion. We'll say, no, we are right, our own opinion, our own maybe religious, some element of it. So we just need to draw the boundaries. We need to look around within it. We need to keep the business and the religion as a separate element of it. Yes. So familiarity is said, which maybe occur when the people are close personal relationship, husband, wife, son, daughter. If he's in a company, maybe we'll say no problem. You whenever you want to come, you come. You come late. So that's coming, these sort of the threats. So we need to look around as well. Intimidation, how the people can intimidate if will receive if lot of gifts. So we need to look around all these as a under professional. Okay. Then to be professional code of ethics. Okay, we have to follow some other legislations as well. Okay, bribery act. What is meant by bribery? Like people give money to somebody to do work in their interest. We have a bribery act legislation which we have to follow, and we have to fulfill the legislation. We're not supposed to take the bribery. If somebody take or will take and will be penalized. Bribery Act 2010. Around these conceptual framework, which is all about the how we can draw the framework and work in the best possible way, moral way. That's normally in accounting we use the conceptual framework. In independency mind appearance. So independent, not dependent on someone. Independent, so we can make the decision our own. Objectivity, so we need to look around putting the safeguarding in place, so nobody steal the money from the organization, nobody works, so we have a cross check compliance procedure. Inducement, nobody really influence or do things wrong which is morally wrong. Loyalty, yes, we need to look around how we can make the people loyal with the organization, with their profession. Maybe we can look around some design, some policies, procedures, some training to be make them some, we can reward them accordingly. Acceptance of the gift, we need to clearly draw the boundaries, how much gift we can or the employees can accept within our organization. PCIO, which is normally the popular people chat in their offices. So a lot of people, they chat about their offices, so we need to look around the confidentiality. If it's outside, if we're chatting inside the office, we can keep inside the office, not take it outside the office. So this is all come under the professional code of ethics. Any question? Okay, so next our discussion is a sustainability. The need for the sustainability and the sustainable development was highlighted by the Brundtland reports, which is the guy, they gave the report, and the report is called Brundtland report, published in 1987, and defined sustainable development that meet the need of the present generation without the compromising the ability of the future generation. Like if we are polluting environment, we are throwing a lot of chemicals, so we think the needs may be the current generation, but the generation will come after us. Maybe when they born, the environment impact their health and environment due to the pollution, due to the chemical, due to the water. All we need to look around sustainable, yes. So people can sustain it. When business point of view, we need to look around how we can. So if we have a corruption in our organization, we can't sustain longer term. If we have corruption in a country, we can't sustain longer term. We need to look around how we can improve the best practices, how we can improve profitability, how we can reduce the cost, how we can, lot of the businesses looking how we can use the technology effectively for sustainability, not compromise the future investor or their current investors needs as well. So all this summer, so when we're looking the sustainability, we're looking in three areas: economic sustainability, exceeding the expectation of the stakeholder. What is meant by stakeholders?
The one who are interested in our business.
Okay,
those
good.
who are invested.
So exceeding the expectation of the stakeholder by providing high value service and product. So those are economic, those we are generating profit from them, are they within a company. That economic sustainability as an organization, we need to reduce the cost. So that's economic sustainability as an organization. Social sustainability, providing safe and fair working environment with equal opportunity for all. Discriminating on the basis of race, religion, gender, sex, all these come under the social sustainability. So we need to look around sustainable environment in all these areas. Environmental sustainability, using resources the most efficient, not lot of waste. Way to reduce the carbon footprint. So we need to look around the way to reduce the carbon footprint that will lead to be more sustainable business. Any question? Okay, so next we moving now. CSR, corporate social responsibility. So some organizations publish CSR report. So if you want to add any example of any organization, so you can download CSR reports of like Unilever, Procter and Gamble, and CSR is and what they are doing toward the welfare of the society, welfare of the public. Yes, so that's like food bank scheme, hand pump scheme, donation to school, free clothes, yes, serving food, um, lone parents, helping them, disabled people, contributing toward the cancer research. So all these come under the corporate social responsibility, and they have a responsibility because they are earning money from the public, and they have to work the welfare of the public as well. For growing trees, yes. So that's all come under the corporate social responsibility. Met their sustainable target and objective of the organization. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so next we're looking the accountant public interest duty to protect the society as a whole, mean they must consider the social, economic, and environmental aspect of their work to support the sustainability, but remain objective. Remain objective, not compromise your own objective as well, what really you want to be achieved. So corporate social responsibility, voluntarily taking the responsibility for their action, the impact the environment and on people, and so the sustainable development and organization. CSR, it helps businesses to recruit and retain employees. It helps businesses to strengthen in the organization brand and reputation. So we can uh, lose our business reputation or the goodwill of the company if we don't focus on these things. So that's we need to go through. Okay, next slide will further define some theories which we can use in a term of our assignment as well. So define CSR. So World Business Council for Sustainable Development, WBCSD. A formal definition, corporate responsibility has been proposed by the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. CSR is a continuous commitment by the business to behave ethically and contribute economic development, improving the quality of life of the workforce and their families, as well as the local community and the society as a large. So the local job for the local people. Yes. So we need to look around setting up local, providing free parking to the local community. So yes, building a park for local communities, building a school for local communities. So CSR does refer to the idea that companies should be sensitive to the needs and the wants of the stakeholder in business operation, not just the shareholders, not just shareholders. What is the difference between stakeholder and shareholders?
No idea.
What is the difference then, stakeholder and shareholder?
Shareholders are the ones who have invested in the business, and stakeholders.
Okay, shareholder mean anybody who has any investment in the business is called shareholder. Stakeholder, anybody who has any interest in the business is called, yes. Maybe I'm looking, because I'm a customer, I'm buying goods from these, and I wish, they're not in there, and the commitment they made with me, and they should provide me the same services. They should provide me the product on time. They should provide me these. So all these are come under the stakeholder interest. Yes. Okay. So stakeholder of the company, all those who influenced by or can be influenced the company decisions and actions. So if company make any decision, company say we'll work longer shift, but maybe the local public is nearby, they have houses, they make a bit pollution and noise, so maybe they can't sleep properly and their life will be impacted. So we need to look around their interests as well. So maybe we can look around to noise reduction program, or we can offer them double glazing windows, so at least no noise, they can sleep properly. Example of the stakeholders group: shareholder, directors, employees, customer, supplier, government, lenders, funds, communities, organization. All these come under the stakeholder, tax authorities, local public, all these come under the stakeholders. Okay. So when we looking the corporate social responsibility, a close linked idea that the sustainable development that the company should make the decision based not only the financial factor but also social and environmental consequences. So if we'll say everything produced by China, yes, so maybe we'll get everything very cheap from China. But what will be happen when the local people not get the jobs? So thus we have a responsibility as well. Yes, when we'll say every factory we are going to close it, so what will be happen? Local people as a society will lose when they don't have a money. They can't buy the goods. They can't buy the services. So we need to look around at the large interest of the public, not small. Maybe one sometime government make some decisions. So for a few people that's not favorable for them. But we need to look around what is the favorable, like smoking ban, the harm for smoker, or they will say, oh no, my personal interest being violated and this and that. But we need to look around when someone being diagnosed with the cancer and their families will be impacted. So we need to look around corporate social responsibility, maybe. So as a society we need to look around, we need to promote the good values for societies. So corporate social responsibility fitting in the overall corporate responsibility. So corporate responsibility, sustainable development, corporate financial responsibility, corporate environmental responsibility, and corporate social responsibility. All we need to look around. However distinction between each category can be, we can look around the key issued CSR debates, implies right, law for profit, ageism, like we're not going to recruit the people those are too aged, maybe that we can. So we rather the legislation, other discrimination at work, we need to look around under the employees right, or on the hard work, and all of this they are on the management position. So we need to look around environmental protection. Yes, we need to protect the environment, reducing the factory emission and pollutant, so not throwing the things, not dumping. So we need to all look supplier relationship. Yes, we need to pay the suppliers, we need to involve them in a decision making, we need to make them payment on time, we need to work in the both interest, supply as well as the customer. Community involvement, yes, we need to look around, we need to arrange the events to be community involvement within our organization project. So all this we need to look around to promote. Okay, any question?
Yeah.
Okay, impact of the CSR. CSR is a philosophy that should be implemented throughout the business from top to bottom. Traditionally, method of assessing how the company is performing and intend to look recent financial result over the short period of time. So now we're not looking the just financial result. Previously 6 months, CSR cannot be properly reflected in such performance statement. Nearly all the expenditure on CSR activities is written off and the expenses is incurred without any benefit of the asset being recognized accountant. So we can look around the balance. One of the models called balance scorecard. Balance scorecard mean how we can keep the balance of the things. So if we'll do everything on the solar plate, all electric cars, not a fuel car, which is a good towards the environment, but where the money will come from? Yes, so we need to look around the financial perspective, we need to look around the customer perspective, we need to look around internal perspective, we need to look around innovation perspective. All we balance set of. So all when we're looking the information, profit, loss, capital, customer perspective report how the customer wants has been satisfied, how much people will satisfy with the product and the services. Internal perspective reports on the internally efficiency of the business, like we keeping stock very low, just in time, we buying when the things needed, we not wasting it. Yes, the goods not expire. Innovation perspective reports on the development of the new product and the services. So that's the innovation we need to look around, new way of doing business. Triple bottom line, which is referred to the expanding the reports to not just the financial outcome, environment, and the social. So phrase itself, bottom line reporting, profit, academia are gradually developing the workable approach, reporting environment and social performance, but not agree the consequences yet. Any question?
No.
So all this we need to look around under. These are the approaches. So please we can discuss as well. Okay. Then when we looking the ethical organization, I'm not sure you have heard about the Enron. One was a quite big company, American company. They used to be gas, electricity, and various other gas generator. They showed the editor £1 million. They have a profit this year, but after few months, after declaring the profit, attracting it lot invested money, and after few months they can't afford it to pay the salary to their worker. Then ultimately the company collapsed, and the Sir Burns Oxley brought this, the report under the good governance code of conduct, and thus we need to look around as a well organizations action. So a lot of standard in the international accounting and the audit being set up this incident. Any question?
No.
Okay, so next we're looking the stakeholders. What is meant by stakeholders? We already explained. Anybody who has any interest?
In the business.
Is called stakeholder. Any person who can be influenced due to the action of the company, that's called stakeholder. So I included some slides, stakeholders, some model stakeholders. So shareholder value perspective. So we need to maximize the value of the shareholder, but we need to look around the wider interest of the society. All these are the stakeholder, economic stakeholder, what those are, social stakeholders, what those are, and technological stakeholders. Like here the list of suppliers, competitor, distributor. These are economic, social, policy maker, regulator, government agency, technological key adopters, standard agencies. These are called. So these are different, all about the stakeholders, their interests, how much power they have, direct, primary, key stakeholders. Some are key, some are the secondary stakeholders. So that's the quiz, what their power are. So lot of the model there. I included some videos. If you want to watch it, you can as well. I'm not going through all this, but it's a little it's all about the stakeholders. The power dynamic, different stakeholder. If one person have a millionaire and a lot of investment, 80% investment in the company, that's a huge power. Other less interest, less power. So all we need to balance. So this is the metrics we use for the stakeholders. So when you do your assignment, maybe you can read and you can include few stuff. Internal stakeholders, that's within a company. External, those are outside the company. Indicator of how much power they have. We can look around the job grade. Director have more power than the employees. Those are the top level management have a more power than the low level management. So that's the indicator of the power. Yes. So external stakeholders, status, reputation, resource dependency, like some supplier, they have a lot of power because that's only the one company supply goods. So we need to think about how to negotiate them or keep them happy. Don't keep them happy. Because they have only the supplier, those are providing the specialist goods and services to the company. So we need to be look around and we need to make proper judgment for it. Power and legitimacy in terms of the law. We're looking the relationship in terms of, and that we need to follow. So that's all about. So today, if we'll go back to and we look at learning outcome. Manur, any question?
No.
If unit, because we are talking about ethics. Of course, first question discuss so many different theories. So sometimes it's because some is a behavior psychological. So sometimes interpretation can be a bit, we need to go through and in terms of, just a bad reading first. Okay. So today we covered corporate governance, the way we doing the business, the way we regulate, the way we operate is called governance. Social responsibility, the responsibility of the organization toward the environment, toward the profit. So they have to be look around all these. They have a responsibility to protect the interest of different stakeholders. So we need to look around the business behavior as well in terms of how they behave toward the stakeholders, toward the environment, towards, and that's why there is a brutal and reports we need to follow. We need to look around triple bottom line concept. We need to balance our financial and all others. We have a legislation, UK legislation, employment, equal opportunity, discrimination, bribery act. All these are EU legislation, which is UK already embed those EU legislation. UNO program on human rights. Yes, you can't really, on the basis of race, religion, you can't really discriminate somebody even to according to UN. So global compasses compact to, and we need to look around the economic activities on locations of all these ethical issues, because in some countries child labor, some countries women rights, some countries animal rights. So all this we need to look around in terms of organization, how they are working toward the welfare of the society. So all this come under the LO2. Any question, LO2?
No.
So Manu, just you need to go through, so you can start if you want to start your assignment. So you can start task 1, task 2, and then I can carry your feedback as well. All the resources will be. I'm going to upload few case studies to read. Shell one of the companies, Shell Petroleum. So I'll upload their case studies toward the ethical business and the stakeholders' interest. So balance stakeholder need, a Shell case law. So that's all about. It's good to read, please. So that will help you to clear the concept of how we can balance the stakeholder and ethical and moral issues within it. If you want to, you can find any company's report on the CSR, corporate social responsibility report. So all we need to be. So if you don't have any questions, we'll finish up to here. So is the stakeholders all been explained, how shall is balance the need of different stakeholders. So it's good to read, please. Yes, corporate governance and all, and how they engage them in terms of effective business. Any question?
No.
Okay, so Manu, just keep here. So go through, please, and I will do next lesson, and I'll book extra session for you for marketing recap session. Your assignment. So I'll upload these handouts and recording on Moodle. So please, you can watch and you can listen and you can read, the background as well. And I'll upload some extra resources to read to address, the learning outcome to further as well. If you have the concept not clear, and if you have any question, drop me email. So anyone else, those are listening, please. If you missed the lesson, so please go through recording. Go through all the PowerPoint slides, and I'll back to you. We'll do next lesson tomorrow, which will be on the 8th of the 7th, 2018, and 3 o'clock. You try to join as well. So have a nice weekend. Have a nice time. So hope so. I will speak to you all tomorrow then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.